Hi friends, welcome back to Stockhood channel, a place where we discuss investing strategies with facts. Friends, I have observed that there is a lot of interest in the market on Paytm stock in recent times, especially after it is being listed in the market recently with a listing price of 2150. It has almost on a regular basis it has touched the lower levels, and to add to this issue for the investors, there is not much information about this stock in the public domain. Right, especially investors are not clear on the business model and the growth perspective in the stock. So I have done a lot of research from the various data available on the internet, and I have compiled this information so that it will benefit the current investors and also the future investors, right? So when I say investors, there are two type of investors who are basically interested in this stock now. One is the people who have invested in the IPO and already sitting on a huge loss and waiting to for the share to bounce back or to re-enter into the share to average out the losses. The second one will be the one who will be looking to leverage the 50% discount that it is already giving from its listing price, right? So either of the investors have to do the investment based on the fundamental analysis and not on a technical basis, because this kind of investment in the shares alone on the technical basis can wipe out the investors' money and make further losses. So in this video we'll be deep diving into the various topics about this share so that you can make an informed decision before investing in this share. Friends, another important point is I recommend you to watch this video in entirety, because in every section of this video I am sharing with you interesting facts, and I will also be sharing the link to the various reports in the description of this video so you can read it completely. Please also watch out for the last section of the video where I'll be discussing about the valuation of Paytm. So with this introduction, let's deep dive further. So one of the major factors for an investor to understand before investing in a particular stock, friends, is about the business model. So if you see the business model of Paytm, you have 5 categories which can be broadly classified into 3 sectors. The first sector is the payment services, which you all know is basically the services it offers in terms of a transaction between the customer and the merchants, right? It is the mobile wallet, the UPI and the bill payment, etc., which is the core business of Paytm, right? If you see this core services or core category of Paytm, it makes up to 75% of its overall revenue in the year 2021, giving them a revenue of almost 2000 crores. Right, and if you see the mobile wallet transaction itself, it is the leader in this with almost 65 to 70% of the mobile wallet transactions happening through Paytm. And if you see broadly on the mobile payment transaction alone, it makes up to 40%. So they are the leaders in the mobile wallet and the mobile transactions services. So it is very important for them to sustain this market share and further grow in the market. If you see this recent report which was published in one of the publications, you can clearly see that the UPI transaction, Google Pay is the leader, and slowly Paytm is catching up from where it is currently. So the moving further to the next categories, it comes to the financial services, where one of the major sector is the banking sector. So in the year 2017, RBI had approved Paytm payments to operate as a scheduled bank. Alright, so these kind of information I have tagged in the description box. You can check those reports for more information. Right, so this also it has been growing consistently, with the deposit worth almost of 5,800 crores and almost 65 million accounts in Paytm bank. Alright. The other services under the financial services are the Paytm insurance services, where they act as a distribution aggregator, where it has collaborations with various insurance groups and help the customers to choose the insurance for auto insurance, life insurance, and health insurance, and so on. Right. The other part within the financial services is on the wealth management services, through which customers can buy mutual funds and shares and also gold through them. Moving further to the last category, which is the e-commerce. E-commerce, mainly there are two parts in the e-commerce business, which is a Paytm Mall, which is the e-commerce site which is similar to Amazon and Flipkart. If you see this report published again from one of the media houses, the share of Paytm Mall in the e-commerce sector is very small, and this is a report from 2020. And with the entry of JioMart, I think the share of Paytm Mall and the other players are also getting depleted, and this business of Paytm is not looking very good. The second sector within the e-commerce business of Paytm is the ticket booking, which is helping the customers to book their movie tickets and amusement park tickets, which is similar to Book My Show and other services which is already established in the market. There is another addition to the business model of Paytm, which is the newest business model which they had added in 2019, which is the cloud computing arm of Paytm. Right, this is a report that I have taken out from 2019, where when they started this particular business, they wanted to have or provide a lot of services to other enterprises and banking services, everything under the cloud computing part, which is automated workflows, integrated payments, messaging, and customer engagement, all which is coming under the cloud computing arm. But if I see the recent reports or the recent website, which is the Paytm AI or Pi, which they usually call, the services they are offering have been drastically cut down, and they are limited or concentrating only on the fraudulent transaction business. This shows that they are not very much confident about this business, and they are trying to cut down their overall investment or the business plans. So friends, before we move to the next section, here I want to just sit back and to analyze the various business arms of Paytm. Basically, if you see the payment services, it is the core business of Paytm, and there is a lot of competition from Google Pay and Phone Pay in the recent times, and the major player like Amazon is also trying to enter into the market and establish themselves in the market. So with this competition, it is very important for Paytm to continue to be the leader in the market, and if they further lose their market share, as it has happened over the last couple of years, it will have a drastic impact on the overall company performance. The second and third sectors are the financial services and the e-commerce sector, where there is not lot of differentiation that they have against the existing players. Right, the other players which has already have or been established, and it is difficult for Paytm to take the market share away from them unless there is a concentrated effort change. The fourth arm is the Paytm cloud computing arm, or now it is reduced to the fraudulent transaction business, where I don't see a huge growth perspective, because this is not the niche services or niche area of Paytm, where there are other players in the market like other software companies like Infosys and TCS doing the similar business with more experience across the globe. Right. So with this, let's move to the next section. So in this section, we are going to talk about what are the foreign market in which Paytm is doing business. One such business where they're doing is in Japan market, where they have tied up with a company called PayPay, where they are giving their technology basically on the QR technology, which is the quick response technology, which we usually see in Paytm. The second market which they were operating was in Canada, and you would have seen this report recently that they are going to close this business in Canada. So this is not a negative news according to me, friends, especially because if you see the reason why they have closed this particular business in Canada is they have clearly stated that they want to concentrate on a particular geography and continue to establish and grow in a business. So this is actually a good perspective that the company has taken to establish itself in one of the market and then try to expand in other markets. So with this, let's move to the next section, which is the most important and interesting part of this video. That is, what should a retail investor do? To give an answer to this, we have to understand what will the valuation of this company. All right. In the absence of one of the most and preferred way of evaluating a company is PE ratio, because since it is making loss, we have to rely on the intrinsic valuation of the company. All right. What intrinsic valuation means is it is estimating the value of the company based on the future earnings it can make. So given the tough competition that Paytm is facing in one of its core sector and not a good strategy used by the company in the other two sectors, which are the e-commerce and cloud platform, it is very difficult to have intrinsic valuation of the company. So in this case, let us rely on some of the reports that we have basically from one of the financial institutes, that is Macquarie Institute. Right here, it clearly states that Paytm target price in the short term may reach up to 900, citing the red flags in the business. So with this, let us conclude this video by summarizing what we have understood in this complete video, right? The company is currently making losses that we are very evident, and also the company is over diversified in lot of sectors. Also, it's one of its prime business or the core business, it is facing tough competition from major players in the payment services. Also, there is no concrete plan for the business growth or to make it profitable. So with this, I think it is very difficult for any investor to enter into this particular company as an investor. So finally, friends, to make this video, I have collated a lot of information and I'll be sharing these details with you in the description box. So please read through it and also subscribe to my channel so that I can come up with more interesting videos like this. Please hit the like button and share this with your family and friends. See you in the next video. Thank you.